everyone. I am Mecha42, your favorite YouTube harpy, and we got some weird stuff going on with Disney, I think. So, I have not been covering the Dumbo live action CG remake because, frankly, I don't care so much about the remakes and the reboots because, let's face it, they're not important. They're not interesting. And mostly because nobody has bothered to call out and attack fans or possible customers of this movie, right? Why isn't this movie being protected like Captain Marvel or Ghostbusters 2016 or any of these other, or Star Wars or any of those movies that are so agenda driven, right? Because like Dumbo, it's just an elephant, right? I'm like, I cannot watch sad animals at all. I will never be watching this movie. But I have to kind of speculate and wonder, why is this movie not being protected? Because like every article, you even have Forbes saying, hey, it stumbles and it overperforms or whatever, but it's still saying it's kind of a box office failure. He's still saying, Scott Mendelson, of course, there he is. He's still saying that this is kind of a flop, right? So what is going on with this movie in particular? This is a review from Variety. Tim Burton's live-action remake is circus elephant adds nuts and story bolts to a tale that didn't need them. Not a positive review. Box office, the baby elephant does not soar. Doesn't quite soar. This is from Cinema Blend. Just Dumbo flops. You can search a whole lot of stuff. Dumbo fails to take flight at the box office. Just Dumbo flops. Disney should stop remakes. Why aren't they going after these people? Right? Why aren't they going after and making fun of them and calling them man babies and children? It's not for you. It's just not for you. Why aren't they going after these critics? And let's go right to the source of all the crazy. Rotten Tomatoes. I gotta go on this side of the screen when you talk about Rotten Tomatoes. The audience liked this better than Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel is sitting at a 59% for the audience score. 50% critic score. I think Disney knew it had a flop on its hands with this and knew it had a mediocre movie with Captain Marvel. That was the better movie. It pushed that one during the merger so that the stock prices could, still remain relatively high during the merger, I guess is what they wanted. But they're not going after, the reviewers. They're not going after the critics. Let's see what some of the critics are saying. Let's just take a look at this one. The refurbished story, both rumbling in its predictability, wow, I can't talk, and is painstakingly woke, is the clearest indicator that this reboot need not exist. And this is a top critic, right? So we're supposed to listen to the top critics. Lost in all, this is Dumbo himself, a CGI creation with big ocean blue eyes and those lovable floppy ears. But the spirit and heart of the original Dumbo is still locked away inside Disney's vault. Another top critic. There's a lot going on in this movie. None of it entirely coherent. These are kind of interesting. What do the fans have to say? Why aren't they going after those nasty trolling man baby fans, right? What is going on here? Pathetic and empty, unimaginative at best, vague poser of the original skeleton plotline, completely unemotional and relationship-less characters, hyperbole of music and audio input to make up for it, disappointing on every level. That's an interesting review. Why aren't they going after them for giving a negative review? Not as good as the animated version of the film. See, and when we talk about all these other movies or like Netflix She-Ra, Captain Marvel, any of these other things that Rotten Tomatoes protects, why are they protecting Dumbo from negative reviews? You have a lot of people who are like, awesome, must see, a 5-star, 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 a lot of 5 stars. Don't waste money, wait for the DVD, 2.5 stars, 3 stars. Is Dumbo 2019 better than the original? ? Everyone should know the answer to that. It was okay overall. I'd like to see it again. I'm just kind of curious why aren't they? Oh, here we go. 2.5. The film is a loose remake of the 1941 animation, which this is like just bad. Is this bad bot speak? I'm not the biggest fan of, but to this day, I find the original story to be just okay, problematic at times, to say the least, though. When I first heard Tim Burton was attached to this film as director, It was a major WTF moment for me, but then the first theatric trailer hit, and honestly, I was sold. I actually really enjoyed this updated take on the story of Dumbo, even better than the original animation, but you still gave it 2.5 stars. Maybe this is a real person with just some weird, this might be Spanish that they're typing because the upside down, they might have, and this might be translated. Okay, so this wouldn't be a bot. This might just be a language thing. You guys are gonna rip me a new one for that one in the comments. I know you are. That's okay. That's okay. Tim Burton delivers on a heartfelt, more mature Disney tale here with stunning CGI and some excellent characters. The star, however, isn't Colin Farrell or Michael Keaton, but CGI baby elephant itself. Dumbo is adorable, and of course, all those scenes involving his mother will smash your heart to pieces. Danny DeVito as the circus ringmaster steals the show as well. I didn't expect that one. He's so charming and hilarious. So why'd you only give this a 2.5 stars? Sounds like you really loved it. Let's see. I definitely recommend checking this one out with the family, though. All right. So it's definitely a different movie, and you can see the role is more likely meant for Johnny Depp. See, that's another one of the problems I have with a lot of the Tim Burton movies is he's so stuck on making these kind of weird, dark CG movies that I'm tired of. I've kind of outgrown. And like I said, sad animal stuff, can't watch it all. I'm just kind of speculating why people aren't being attacked for their opinions over Dumbo. 1 star. All right. Disney should stop making live action remakes of classic films. Let's see. I'm giving them one more chance, and that's it with Lion King. Dumbo is dark and depressing. That's what it looks like. It looks very dark and depressing. Do not take your kids if you're expecting an uplifting remake of the cartoon. Why does Disney have to tarnish the memory of these great old classics? I guarantee you someone watching this Dumbo, never having seen the original, will not be impressed with Disney. This version demeans the original. Why aren't they calling this person a troll? Why are they saying, oh my God, it's not that good of a movie. You're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to have any negative comments. This is kind of fascinating. Extremely disappointing movie. The focus is on the human characters rather than Dumbo, who comes across as a prop rather than a fully developed character. Meanwhile, the human characters are all extremely unlikable, underdeveloped, or both. Characters' motivations are frequently unclear and nonsensical. See, a lot of these reviews are really, really good. This is like when you go back and watch the Captain Marvel Rotten Tomatoes stuff or the She-Ra Rotten Tomatoes stuff. The reviews that I was seeing were all very well thought, well put together reviews, and maybe one or two, get well, go broke sort of comments that they would want to remove. But most of the reviews were kind of like this, where they have really, really positive and really, really negative. But they were still calling us trolls and sexists and man babies and all these things. So what is so different with Dumbo? Is it okay that Dumbo can fail? Is it really okay that? Too dark and depressing, wanted to leave halfway through, and just miserable from start to finish. I am very glad I skipped this movie, but it's so funny. Even the Wall Street Journal here is telling us it's the first flop of the year. Probably not the first flop that they had. Captain Marvel opened on a 3-day weekend without all of the stunt promotion things, it would have flopped. Now Dumbo, they're going by the 3-day box office total here. So if you look at this, their box office take is from March 29th to 31st, right? And this says how many theaters. It's in 4,000 theaters. Total, it took home $45 million. That's not a lot of money for a kind of, this is the big movie this week sort of thing. But not every movie can be the big movie. And I will kind of get into that a little more. Come check out my John Wick video that I'm going to be making right after this. Sometimes you just want a nice, fun, entertaining thing. And I'd still pay the same price to see any movie in the theater, basically. But here's the catch. When you're spending huge amounts of money on CGI movies, you're expecting every movie to be an absolute blockbuster. And when they're not, it's a huge, huge deal for these studios, right? When they're not, they use all these tactics of, except in this case, and I don't know why. Why are they not going after people? Why are they allowing Dumbo to fail? Why are they allowing the narrative to be that Dumbo failed on this one? Remember Han Solo, the Solo a Star Wars story movie. They were not allowing anybody to say anything bad about that movie. They weren't allowing anybody to say anything bad about Captain Marvel. So I just find all this fascinating. that, you know, all of these movies, right? Oh, also I find it fascinating. Like, this is great because this one, you can even see Captain Marvel's take right here. This weekend, Captain Marvel took 20 million still, and it's still in 3,985 theaters. Why is this still in so many theaters when Dumbo is the newest movie coming out? Or Us is like kicking everything's ass pretty much here. Like, seriously, it's really doing well. So why is it still in why is this one still in so many theaters when it's making half as much as all of these others? That is another odd thing. When I go into like Disney stacking the decks for Captain Marvel, this is what I'm talking about here. It is still in almost 4,000 theaters across the United States out of 50 states, right? That is a ridiculous amount of theaters for a movie that's been out for how long? How many weeks now? This is what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks now? So when you compare it to Dumbo taking in basically twice as much money with the same, about, give or take the same amount of theaters, right? And that's a huge flop. Like, what are you guys doing, Disney? What are you guys doing over there? So, what do you guys think? Do you think that some of these movies are more protected than others? I am starting to think that maybe some of these movies are way more protected than other movies, that they have way more invested behind the scenes than, of course, we're privileged to understand or to know about. You've got so many things like stock prices, mergers, huge business decisions where they could easily hire a PR firm to go and buy up, $50 million worth of tickets. That's chump change to a company like Disney. That really is. That's, plus they're laying off people anyway, all the redundant positions, and they've been laid off a lot of high up. Like Paul Feig got laid off during the Fox Disney merger, so that was kind of hilarious. And if anybody knows who Paul Feig is, if you're a fan of my channel, you'll know he's the one in charge of Ghostbusters 2016, and you guys know how I feel about Ghostbusters 2016. That is kind of my trigger word of the day. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I am MechaRandom42. You can send angry letters, whatever, to MechaRandom42, P.O. Box 1566, Loveland, Colorado 80539. I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!